Good afternoon, sir. Present over here. So I welcome all of you for our faculty development program. Hello, ma'am. Actually, there is a little tower problem, ma'am. That's what. Uh, Currently, she is the lead and head working in Acronautics Private Limited. She has 23 years of experience. And she worked in Automation Anywhere, UiPath, Power App, and Automate. So she started her career for various clients like Volkswagen, Merck, Nvidia, Sunjwell, IBM, Honeywell, PGS, and all the topmost companies. She has experience in RPA tools and applications. Today, hope we will have a great session. Out of her experience, we can gather knowledge about these RPA tools and how to incorporate all those things with our students for the future enrichment. Ma'am, on behalf of our college, I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Geetamani. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hi,
ma'am.
yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. You can start this session, ma'am. The session is for you. Oh.
yes, thank you, Geetamani. Good afternoon, everyone. As Geetamani mentioned about my experience, I have a handful of experience on RPA product, which I handle multiple training and work related works with various topmost corporate companies. It's nice to connect with you, all of you. It's a great opportunity for me to share my experience about RPA. What is RPA? Why we need RPA? I think you maybe guys come across in current technology, right? You maybe heard about globally or everywhere. One simple, what are the use cases? A studio worker. He is very studious in working. He is working in the finance department. Okay, his daily duty is he need to take the data from the let me show you the screen. I hope you guys can see the screen. This is his data. Just here for demo purpose, I have only 12 rows of data. But in his day-to-day work, he have lakhs of transactions. Okay, he need to take this data from this Excel application, and he need to log into this application. Let me take this as a he has to log in as an admin. Okay, once he log in, he need to enter the data which is being received from the different vendors. Okay, so the finance, they have a different vendors. The different vendors will send the deposit information which is in the form of Excel application. Some vendors may send it in the form of Excel application. Some vendors may be sent in the form of PDF. Some vendors may be sent in the form of email, right? The data which comes in a different application. So as a Matthew, what he has to do it, he has to extract the data from a different application, and he has to enter the data into this application, and that means he has to feed the data, right? After feeding the data, he have to capture this transaction number and put it into the Excel, and he has to send an email to his manager. Okay, this is his daily process. Okay, it's not to be a daily process, it may be a weekly process, or it may be a monthly process, or it may be a yearly process. Now, what is Matthew challenge? Okay, what is a Matthew challenge? Matthew is a studious employee. He is perfectly doing the work, but he is facing some challenge. What are the challenge he's facing is uh, data entry, that is wrong input, and second thing is it is he's taking time to do this. So he's doing the same process. His consuming time is very long. I hope you know, guys. This make is 12 records itself will take 15 minutes. Imagine that you have a 10 lakhs of data or 20 lakhs of data. If you want to upload in your application, means you imagine that it will take 2 hours or 5 hours, or it may be 8 hours in a day. He will take to process this or process this day-to-day work. Okay, so how he come up, how he overcome these challenges? Yes, there he comes to the concept about he used the technology. That is what we called as, guys, robotic process automation, RPA. I think you may guys heard about this word called familiar word across the technology, across industries. This is a common and most demanded product in the industry also. So that is what, guys, RPA can help us to automate this repeated process. Okay, so I hope you guys understood what is my recommend, what Matthew is doing it, and what is the challenge he is facing it. Now he want to automate this process. He don't want to spend this repeated process every day, like 2 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. So the company, I'm talking about any finance company, they don't want to make employee to do the repeated process where there is a challenges like wrong entry or processing time is too high. Okay, when I talk about it take too much of time to process this repeated task. So I want Matthew to use him in the productive work. He have a multiple talent. As I already mentioned, Matthew to spend a time on this repeated process. So what organization think about it? So organization, yes, they want to implement RPA in their organization. So I'm going to cover about what is RPA, what are the use cases we can implement using RPA, right? So I hope you guys understood what is my process and what are the challenges in the simple process what I explained in front of your screen. I hope everybody got it. Okay, now, right. So now let's talk about what is RPA. I hope you guys know that everybody know what is RPA, right? So RPA is nothing but robotic process automation. So when you say robotic means people will think about is a engine. It's like a machine like which is going to automate our process. No, it's not a machine which is going to automate your process, guys. So, what is robotic process automation? I think from the word itself, it's clear that automation means it's going to automate your repeated action, the process you are doing daily in your day-to-day life. So, what is robotic? A robotic is nothing but a software. So, I'm going to talk about what is robotic. So, robotic is a software that navigate across different IT system to work the way you human work does. So when I say about this word robotic is a software, I can some people can say software, some people can say bot, some people can say process. Okay, so robotic is a software that navigate across IT system. When I say IT system, it's a different platform. It can be a Excel, or it can be a sub application, or it can be a mainframe, or it can be a Linux operating system. So I hope already I mentioned about in my example process that data will come from the different application. It can be in the form of PDF, or it can be in the form of Excel, or it can be in the form of a notepad, or it can become in the form of images also. So I want to extract this data from the different applications and I want to upload into my portal. That portal may be any portal. It can be in the form of window application, or it can be in the form of web application. So robotic is a software that access access means you can do activity like manipulating a data, extracting the data, filling the data, all the actions. It can work on a different system and where the how human does it. So when I take the example what I showed you now, what as a human what I will do first, I'll open I will log into the application. I'll open that up. Once I logged in, I'll open my Excel sheet. I'll take each data in the Excel and I'll fill it and extract the transaction number. I'll write back into the Excel. This is like repeated. I have thousands and thousands of data. I want to do it. So our robotic process automation is commonly adopted is type of robotic solution thus far. So it automate your repeated action, guys. It is very simple, rule based. It works on a structured data. When I say structured data means I can say Excel is one type of a structured data. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, I'm going to train my robot. Okay, train robot means here I'm talking about the software. I'm going to train my robot way how human works. So when I run it, when I do the one click option, it automatically. So what I will do, I will make my agent, or we can say as COVID, right? Most of the people are working on a virtual method. I don't want to go to office to do this process. From here I can do click one click options. Automatically the virtual agent will do the task what human is going to do it. So that is what we call as, guys, robotic process. Means any actions, any work you are doing repeatedly in one application. Can I use macro to integrate with other application? Example, can I ask macro to go and fetch the data from database? It can be Oracle or SQL Server. Can a macro can integrate with the Linux operating system? Can macro can integrate with Salesforce? No. Macro is very specific to one particular application. So, but robotic process automation, it navigate across different IT system, different platform. That is what we called as, guys, IT. That is what we called as robotic process automation. So we use the word called robot bot. Okay, so what the bot will do, it will call robot bot. Okay, so what the bot will do, it will automatically it has a capable to performing the task assigned to it. It when I do the click option, it will automatically run and it automate the task by itself. Right? So when you talk about, as I mentioned again, robotic is a software. So there are so many software tools are available in robotic process automation. That is what we called as automations anyway. Blue Prism, UiPath, Workvisions. There are various products are available. Okay, so let me go back. Next point. How I can say that robotic process automation is not only automating a process, it has a continuous improvement. When I say continuous improvement means it is not only on your structured data. So as I said in the mention in the previous presentation, robotic will work, it's a rule based with structured data. As you go on it, it is, guys, you know that today's robotic has been, they have a continuous improvement. They're adding lot of features. It not work only on a structured data, it works on an unstructured data. That is what we called as document understanding. Okay, so nothing to worry about. When you think about why RPA, there people have small mis misunderstanding is robotic will replace a human being or the job will go on it. Not at all. Robot cannot think by itself, guys. Do you understand? Yes, you understood, right? If you train money, it will do the task. But without training properly, for example, I want to do some logical validation. Yes, robot can do it. But apart from that, I want to add some more things. Means I have to configure my entire robot again. So robotic is it's a new technology. Is it that people have the conception that it will put out a job? Not at all. Okay, it does. They have lot of capability, but submit complex undocumented activity. That's an opportunities. Okay, so as of know that it has a continuous improvement in robotic process automation. They're using AI and machine learning to make your process more better and more continuous improvement, guys. Okay, so when you talk about robotic process automation, when to use RPA? Anybody have an idea? Can I use RPA in everything? Not at all. It just completely depends on your applications, right? So what is the ideal process RPA can do it? It extract the information from the web application, it collect the data from the various application, it copy the data, it extract the data and follow the business if validations, and it work with email automation, guys. So now I think when you talk about in the initial stages of RPA, it connected with limited application, but now in 2023 RPA can connect it with a different end-to-end platform, I can say. As I listed in the presentation, may mention about a few applications only. But when you talk about in your current technology, when you talk about RPA, have a lot of improvement. They added more features into that. They're not only RPA, they're working with AI and machine learning. That means we called as they implement the AI and machine learning concept where they train the robot can automate on a different application and different platform, guys. Right? So when you talk about RPA can complete repetitive rule based faster with less error. Yes. So as I mentioned in my use cases, Matthew, what is the first challenge he is facing? He made a mistake. You know that numbers. When we enter the number, there is a chance of human making a mistake. Human will make a mistake, right? Instead of entering 253, we will enter 256 or 258 will enter. So human errors can be avoided when you're feeding the data into the applications. Okay, that challenges we can overcome. And the timing, as a human we do it, we will take some 5 to 10 minutes to enter the 10 records, but when you make a robot to do it, it will finish in a fraction of seconds. So again, when you talk about timing, it works with huge volume of data, guys. When I, as a human, I cannot uh, do that thousands of records or 2000s of records or lakhs of record within 1 hour, right? So robotic can help manage. It work with huge bulk of data. It works with, there is no limitation for bulk of data, right? As a human being, I have a limitation. No, today I can work with 10,000 of data, tomorrow I may work remaining next 10,000, but robotic won't find tired or won't make mistake. It will work with bulk of data, guys. There is no limitation of data that it can work at. So that is a way we can use RPA. Okay, in case when you are working with robotic process automations, you have to think about whether we can implement. That's only we called as when I have to choose it. What are the selection criteria of RPA? Okay, so when you're, for example, the process should rely heavily on legacy system or services that do not supported by API. You know that legacy application, guys. Legacy application means old application. Sometime legacy application, if you want to interact means API won't help you. I think you people know about API, application programming interface, which integrate with a different application. Suppose I design some application which is on maybe 1995 or 96. I want to integrate with application from my platform, means it is not possible because API won't support to integrate with the legacy application. But RPA tool can help us to integrate with legacy application also, guys. Okay, and second thing is process should never change very frequently. Okay, we whenever you're automate your process, mean the process should be a standard. It should, today one action I'm doing, tomorrow one different set of action is doing, means you should not choose RPA can work on the standard process, standard actions. Okay, it can be repeated. Yes, another thing is it should be a standard and it should be repeated. Okay, see, I'm doing once in a while. I hope here I have a list of professors in front of me. You know, guys, professors have a lot of repeated work. Yes, right? So a lot of professors may having a repeated work, like example, entering the score sheet, calculating the score sheet and sending the report to your professors or head HOD, right? So you can automate this process because every day or every weekly you may be tracking your students' details. You want to update this into your application, means you can automate this process. So what all the professors and lecturers can send the mark sheet and to the core person, it is in the form of different format. It pick the data from the Excel sheet or it may be a Word document and upload into your college portal. That also you can automate it because your this is some repeated process. Every professors and employees are doing this one, right? So that is when you have an iteration process, we have to choose RPA. And the quality, it should be well structured, well implemented and well documented, guys, right? And the quality of data should be good quality, and it should be application should be a perfectly. So when I'm talking about application, Web application, I want to automate on a web application, means web application should be respond perfectly. So when I'm doing one click, my application is taking 10 minutes and 15 minutes, means I cannot choose RPA. So your application response, your data quality of data, that all the thing you need to think about before you're choosing a criteria. What are the, whether we can automate this process or not. So these are the criteria you need to think about before you're choosing RPA, guys. All right. As I told about level of automations. When I say level of automation, yesterday what we did, when you take one of the example called business process automation, we did multiple applications that need to be integrated. For example, I want to integrate with the Salesforce and extract the information from the Salesforce, put it in the Excel, and I want to generate robotic automation, which help us to automate your routine, repetitive, and follow the instruction what we gave, and it has a lower of error handling, and it can be work weekly or daily or monthly process you can do it. Okay, that is in current technology. I think when you talk about in coming futures, as you guys, I think all the lectures and people who are attending it, more demand technologies, AI and machine learning, artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So that is what we call as cognitive solution, guys. When I say RPA can work only on a structured data, but my data comes from the in form of unstructured, that is in the form of images or it in the form of a scanned document. Yes, that also we can automate now, guys. It will give you 100% result set. That is what we called as cognitive solution, or we can use the term called document understanding, which use a technology called AI and machine learning, use different algorithm to extract information from the unstructured data. It's, I think now this is a emerging technology in the market. You may be heard about the word called hyperscience, IQ bot, document understanding. Various tools are available to automate the process, which is in the form of structured and unstructured data. As I think not tomorrow. I think tomorrow, yes, again, artificial intelligence is going to replace your human being, that instead of making some way human, that robot also need a support from the human being. So in that cases, human comes there. Okay, so these are the level of automations we have it. Yes, as you know, guys, when you talk about RPA product, in the previous slide I mentioned about various products are there. Automations anyway, UiPath, Blue Prism, Power App, Power Automate, various products are there. But as per Gartner Magic of RPA 2023, you know that UiPath is a topmost product, which is there because it has a lot of functionality and capability when compared to other product like automations anyway, Microsoft or Pegasus system. So you can see that when you talk about this diagram, you can see that this is a leader. We can call the other products or challenges. When I say challenges, is where I can automate only 50% of my process. But when you take UiPath, automations anyway, Blue Prism, Microsoft product like Power App and Power Automate, I can automate end-to-end process, guys. There is no limitation at all. Do we have any limitation? No. When I use all this product like UiPath automation, we can automate end-to-end process. Some challenges will be there that can be taken care by a human being. Sometimes robotic process interface needs some human intervention also, because in robotic process automations we have two type of automation, attended and unattended. When I say attended automation means, as I said that no, all the RPA product cannot manage everything. Sometimes we need human intervention also. That is what we called as attended automation. There are some process which doesn't need human intervention. It can process end-to-end process. That is what we called as unattended automation. So this is the quadrant report or about RPA in 2023. So which is the most popular product we have? It is UiPath, automations anyway, Blue Prism, Microsoft, and NICE. So we recommend all your students or lecturers, or you can recommend your people to learn about this product called UiPath automation, because it's demand in the market. Fine. So, yes, let me stop here. Anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions? Let me, yes. Any questions? If you want post a question, you can post a question. Yes. Any questions? It will be quite interesting if you post a question. Okay, I hope you understood, guys, what is robotic process automation. Fine? Right. Now, let me go and explore the what are the use cases. Guy, talk about across the global, there are different verticals are available: finance, banking, employee, HR processing, right? So everywhere now they are using this process automation. Okay, let me talk about this. What are the use cases? What are the use cases on implementing where they implementing RPA? I just took one of the process. The finance is most important now, right? Finance organizations everywhere. So when you talk about finance, they are using more RPA. Okay, when you talk about financial reporting, okay, in that we have a sub process called cash flow statement. So we can automate the process which extract the bank statement and prepare a template to accelerate a cash flow management. Okay, and creating assets for the every system: open invoice, copy, acquisition date, placed. So RPA can not only automate a process. When automating a process, it extract the information, it manipulate the information and upload the data into the automation. So these are the different use cases they're using RPA in the finance department, like fixed asset accounting, good in transit accounting, variance report accounting, bank reconciliation, general ledger reconciliation. These are the process now where they're using RPA, everyone. Okay, so when you talk about RPA can help us to interact with database. Okay, it can interact with any type of database. It can be a Oracle, or it can be a SQL Server, or it can be a MySQL or MS Access. Okay, so when you talk about a platform, there is no limitation. It can interact with web applications, window application, front end office application like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? And then it can interact with your mainframe. If you have mainframe, you want to do, you're doing some repeated process in the mainframe, that also you can automate. If you want to interact with Linux operating system, so operating system also there is no limitation. I can interact with Linux operating system. I can run the scripting. That also is possible through RPA. So that's only when you talk about variance reporting accounting, OPER vendor invoice databases, organized by date, match line item. So whatever manual human being is doing it, RPA can repeat the process, guys, automate the process. Okay, so when you talk about RPA is on finance. Okay, so when you talk about how process automated via robotic. See, now I want to open my email. Just I'm taking one of the examples, sales order processing. Okay, when you talk about sales order processing, I'm using a different application. So I'm getting the report where I'm getting it in my Outlook. So you can see, guys, open Outlook email and click check for the email. And in case the email have an attachment, I want to download that attachment. In case if attachment is not there, I can handle the exception also. So you can handle the software error also through robotic process automation. In case everything is successful, so I got the sales order details. So I download that attachment. I can open that Excel file and retrieve the data from that Excel file. So when I'm talking about opening the Excel file from the specific folder or specific location, that also you can automate it. Okay, as I told you about, you can track the order. It can be a different. So when I'm taking this sales order processing, how many application I'm integrating, guys? When you look at my diagram, I'm using Outlook, I'm using Excel, I'm using Acrobat Reader. So my information is comes in the form of different application. Now I collect information from the different application. I'm going to log in into my SAP and upload the details. This is what, guys, process automated. So when I say a robotic process automation, there is no limit on the platform. I can work with Outlook, I can work with Excel, I can work with PDF, because the data comes in the form of different resources. I can log into my SAP application and I can copy the associate details, and I can go back to the order tracker details, and I can send my mail. So when I say this is my human action that you can convert via through robotics. Late. So what are the challenges? I have challenges manually extracting the data. Okay, and download Excel and reconciliation, which is a time consuming and inefficient. User dependency is time sensitive task. So I can automate this process. As I already mentioned about, there are two type of automation: unattended and attended. So unattended robot will be scheduled. Say I want to do this process every day at 9 o'clock or every day at 12 o'clock in the night, right? That also you can automate it, guys. So unattended robot running at the scheduled interval to download the SAP data, Excel processing, and build monthly files, and sending a notification to the end user with variants with efficient and no consuming timing. Okay, so this is one of the use cases, extracting a data from the SAP application. Second use case is purchase requisition status. So how we can, what are the challenges here? Maybe, see, when I say purchase requisition status means I won't get, as a human being, how do I know that I got an email? Now, today the technology is they're using mobile, we are doing it. But there are certain clients mention about no email configuration, you cannot do it in your mobile. I'm having my lunch, or I'm outside the office. I'm getting their purchase requisition status. Either I have to go open my laptop and check my status whether I got an email or not. Once an email come, I need to require to log into the SAP and navigate to the screen and get the information. So I need to physically need to know about whether I got a mail or not. But RPA can alert automatically. You know that there is a word called triggering. When the email comes, I can run this automation. Okay, once I got the purchase requisition status email to my email box, once the email comes, you know that my bot will automatically run the process. So what the bot is going to do, that is what we called as unattended robot, guys. So once I get email in my Slack, or if I get an email from my Outlook or email from Office 365, my bot will be get triggered and it will execute my process. So at the end of the day, I don't have any challenges of my pending work. Everything will be successfully implemented by executed by my robotic process automation. Fine, right? And another example I can show you is sales order update. So manual exercise to be needed to update the multiple bill plane. I think the first use cases I showed you, right? I have multiple data about my transaction process. I cannot spend time for each, and I have thousands of data. I need to pick up each row of a data. I cannot update it manually. It is time consuming, guys. But attended bot can open the data, and it will log into the application, enter the data, extract the information, and write back into the Excel and send an email, guys. So we can automate this sales order update without any human intervention. Okay, so these are the different use cases where they're using RPA. As I think I told you about most of the things on finance, but apart from the finance, RPA can working on the other use cases also, like healthcare. registration, registration of patients, maintaining records of the patient. Okay, HR, joining formalities, sending the offer letters, salary calculations. All these are the different use cases they're using in HR department. Telecom. In telecom, service order management, quality reporting, insurance, processing and clearing your claims, providing a premium information, retail, maintaining the bill and the materials, calculating your sales, and booking your tickets and maintaining passenger details. So all these are the different verticals where they're using RPA, right? I think now you know that most of the use cases we are doing it through, or most of the repeated process we are implementing through RPA. So I'll put a pass here, guys. Any questions? Do you have it? Let me stop it. Do you have any questions? You understood what is RPA, why we need RPA, what are the tools in RPA, and what are the more popular tool in the RPA, and I just showed you what are the different use cases on the RPA. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, now I told you about my first one, right? My challenges. That is, I want to take. Now I'm using the product. Just I'll run the process, guys. So you will understood. Oh, Manjula spoke about so many things, but she didn't show me the real scenario where we can use RPA, right? So I want to walk through on it, guys. So when I say that this is my login screen, right? I think I'll close my this application. This is my UI demo. See, you know that it will automatically open the application. It log into the application. It pick the data. Now let's, guys, you know that the popular product which I mentioned about UiPath. Okay, this is a process which I automated, and it will send an email. You guys can see my simple step. How many maximum step? Did you see it? My workflow is very less, right? Now let's go and run it. See, I'm not going to touch anything. Okay, it will automatically uh, log into the application, open the Excel, read the data from the Excel. See, guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching my screen. Now, you see here? Okay, it should open the Excel. Okay, I'm keeping my Excel open. Okay, sorry. There is no data in the sheet name called Excel, right? Right. Don't save it. Because in this bot, I just referring the sheet one. Actually, it should not be a sheet one. I should refer this as a transaction. Sorry, guys. Small changes. Okay, now let's run it. I made a mistake. See, guys, something which is you're changing it, your process won't work. It should be a standard one. If you're changing it, means you have to create your process in such a way that if your Excel sheet will change, you can change it that also. I'm just running the bot. Okay, now it is login with username and password. Okay, you can see the Excel sheet will open now. It take the data each row in Excel. See, one row it is taking just fraction of seconds. Okay, if I have thousands of data like this, it will automatically pick the row by row data from the Excel and extract your transaction number. It will write back into the Excel, and the Excel file will be sent to my manager. Okay, let it finish the transaction, guys. Okay, see, without human intervention, it is automatically picking the data from the Excel, and it is automating a process. Okay, so I can go and relax myself. Relax myself means I can do some productive work. Okay, so in case I can hear in my man. Done, guys. Can you see how much time it took? Not even 2 minutes to process my 10 rows of a data. right? Fine. Now, guys, you can see that I got an email notification that your transaction. Let me open my email. You can see, guys, I got an email, right? When I open my email, you can see that the transaction details are uploaded successfully. Please find the attachment. Let me open the transaction detail file. Here you can see that it will track your transaction number. Did you notice it? My transaction numbers are extracted from the deposit transaction. It is updated. Now my manager is happy. And by end of, see, if I do this manually, how much time I will take it? This 12 records. Minimum 10 minutes or minimum 15 minutes I'll take. But robotic process automation can complete in a quicker manner. So any questions, guys? So I hope this session was quite interesting. You understood what is about robotic process automation, what is about it, where we can implement RPA, and what are the popular tool in the RPA. And I just show you the different use cases where they implement RPA. Any questions? So when you look at your RPA tool, it's not only with your specific application, guys. You can see here. Did you see that? I am opening my window applications. I can integrate. See, I just use Excel file. Then I'm using uh, my Outlook. So in this simple demo, I'm using 3 application: window application, window application, Excel application, and my Outlook. Just this is simple use cases I walk through on. So it has a capability. RPA have a capability to automate on a different platform. Okay, you can do this on a SAP application, Salesforce, right? Various platform it supported. There is no limitation at all. You can you can you can use AI concepts. So I hope you guys can see there is a computer vision which is called as a cognitive platform, which can be used to extract information from the unstructured data. When I say unstructured data, means which is in the form of images, or it is in the form of a scanned document. So RPA is not only a rule base, it supports AI and machine learning technology to automate your repeated process on a different platform. It can automate end-to-end process, guys. That is what we called as robotic process automation. So I think it's a time to have a Q&A sessions. So anybody have any questions, you can post it. We have 10 more minutes time is there. Any questions? Screen not visible?
Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask.
I hope you can see the screen. So I think some of you missed out some part of it. So when I take UiPath Studio, this is a tool which can help you to build your bot. Okay, when I say build your bot means it help you to automate your process. Okay, you can in this tool, you can integrate with any type of application. You can extract the information, you can fill the information. See, it's again, you can see there is a option called UI. As I told you, no, there is a agent, or we can call them as a bot executor. So when you go on open UiPath Assistant from here, also I can go on. This is called agent, guys, which help you to run the process. We are going to train them. Okay, here you can see the list of process. You can see the automatically all the process here, which is, can you see here? 5 minutes ago I was running this process. No need to open my UiPath Studio X. It'll automatically come here. If I go on, click on here, the click button, it automatically run it, guys. So what I did, I trained this UiPath assistant. We call them as an agent. Okay, so when I click this button, it automatically run your process. And we can keep this process in a central location, and we can run it from anywhere, anytime. That is what we call as RPA, guys. Anytime you can run the bot. Okay, you can schedule the bot without human intervention. You can do all the process. There is no limitation. It support all the type of packages. I think when you go and look on my project, you can see that you can automate on Excel, mail, you can integrate with the system, you can do testing, you can do user interface automation, like this various process you can do it. Okay, any questions, guys? You want me to do some creation now? Okay, let me take um, one use case I can take you guys. You know that today the situation about the COVID. So I want, my manager told me about me, Manjula, I want to update what is the current status of COVID in the in the world level. I want to do this to my employee every 1 hour once. Okay, I think one more example also I can take it about our uh, net, Netflix, not Netflix, I'm talking about NSS, NSSindia.com. I want to know what is the share market currently. That I want to know every 1 hour once. I cannot go to the website every 1 hour, see the information and put it into Excel, and I want to send it to my manager, guys. This also we can automate it. How we can automate this process, guys? Any idea? So when you look at this example, we have a different applications, right? Yes, how we can automate this process? I want to retrieve my COVID situations, and I want to put it in the Excel. I want to send an email. So I want to scrap the data. That data is not static. The data will change every 1 hour once or every half an hour once it will change. I want to update the status to my employee. Okay, so when you take the website, okay, let us, instead of taking that COVID scenario, let us take one more website called our world population, current world population, we can take it. Population, population by country. See, this is my website. Okay, I need to open this website, extract this table, and I want to write it in Excel, and I have to share it to all my employees. Okay, you can take it as populations, or you can see there is another tab called coronavirus, that also you can take it. Okay, I think ad is coming here. Can you see the coronavirus? You can see the complete status guide. This data I want to extract it, and I want to send it to my employees. This is the current status to all my employees. I want to send it. You can scrap the data also, guys. Okay, so if you want, I can just create a use case in front of you, because you may be thinking of already I had done it. Okay, let me go back. Okay, just you can give this world population detail. Okay, I'm just creating it. So what guys, as a human being, we'll first open the web application, extract the data, then open the Excel sheet, and we'll paste the data and send an email, right? Some 6 to 7 action. If you do this manually, you will take 10 minutes, but robot can do this in just 1 minute, guys. So I'm saving the time of that 9 minutes. You may be thinking, what is the advantage, Manjul? There is a concept called as um, return of investment. So I don't want my employee to spend 9 minutes for the time. That 9 minutes I want my employee to use some other productivity work. So where they will think about the product called RPA. Okay. So what I can do it is I can open my workflow. It's a very simple process. So as you know that, guys, first is I need to open my browser. So you can see use browser and application. Click on that, which applications I want to extract it. I'm just opening this browser. Then I want to extract table data. You can see table extraction, right? You can select a data to extract. So I'm selecting a data which I want to extract. So it will automatically ask you whether you see, guys, it's that product, it's a developed with AI and machine learning. As you are extracting the table, it is asking our question whether you want to extract all the information. Yes, I want to extract inform all the information from the table, right? Then I'm clicking a button called save and close. Now this extracted data will be stored it here. So what is the next action? I open my browser, I extracted the data. Now I want to write it in Excel. So I'm using use Excel file. Okay, simple. As a human being, what we will do it the same step. So I'm clicking the browse button. So where I want to keep my Excel file, I can keep it in the desktop. I can give the name of the file, current population detail. Right? Now what I want to do it in the Excel, I want to write the data, write Excel. You can see write data table. Because I'm extracted the table, right? So what to write? I want to write use variable. Where is that? Extracted data. Extract. Right. The scope is here. Okay, 1 minute. I'm changing my scope of the variable because I want to use it in the other activity. So when I go on, click on this line, use variable, extract table data. Okay, where I want to write it, I want to write it in Excel. Because the workbook is not available, so I'm giving custom input. I want to write it in the sheet name. What is the sheet name we can give? Current. I'll put it in double quotes. You know that current population detail. Right. Fine. Then what is the next thing? I want to send an email. So I have to send an email. Which email I want to use it? Outlook. So you can select Outlook. Now before that, before I'm sending an email, let's run and show you guys. You see that it will automatically open the browser, extract the data and write it in Excel. Okay, it is executed successfully. Let's see whether the data is extracted or not. Yes, here you can see the current population detail which is created. Beautifully it is extracted, guys. Even if you extract manually, we won't extract such clean and neat manner. We'll make some mistake. Human can make a mistake. Can you see that? It extracted the whole table. Now you can send this as an email, as an attachment. So how to send it? You can use an call Outlook. So you can see there is an Outlook, right? So you can open the Outlook. So all user friendly, guys. It's not too much technical. You can choose your email account and you can use an activity called send Outlook message. So to whom you want to send it, subject, you know that we have every day we are doing it. To whom I want to send it, I'm sending to myself. Okay. And subject of the email, current. You can give COVID or you can give it as a current population detail or current our shareholders, and body of the email. Hi all. Okay, you can make it bigger one, open via editor. You can tell hi all. Please find attached the current population. Right? Fine. Then I want to attach it. So you can see attach file. You need to give that path of the file. Where is my path of the file? Which is downloaded. This one, right? So let me copy this. Attach file. I can give that value. What are the value? Control V. That's it. Now let's run it. Yes, my Excel file is, you should not open it. There is some prerequisite and post-requisite is there when you're creating an automation. Okay, done guys. See how much time it took to complete this process? Not even two, 1 minute, right? It completes the process very quickly. Now I should get an email about that. That I should get it. Where is it? Yes. Can you see, guys? I got an email. If you want to open that file, you can open and see what is the content. Is it? It will automatically send the updated data. It won't send it your. You know that application will refresh it every seconds. Our population is growing, right? So that updated data you will get it immediately when you run the process. So this I don't want to do it manually, guys. Every 1 hour I want to run it means I can just do one click. It automatically schedule the bot and run it. So this is what we called as guys robotic process automations. Any questions? So I showed you one use cases how to develop your process automation, and already I created the bot how to do the filling the information. So I think it's time for asking your questions. Any questions you have, guys? I stopped sharing the screen. Yes, anybody have any questions? This 1 hour session help you to understand about the product called RPA, robotic process automation. Any questions, guys? You can post your question. I can answer to you. No questions? Thank you. If anybody have any question, please you can open session now. Rajeshwari, we can end up the session.
Yes, ma'am. So thanks a lot, ma'am. You have presented a lot of valuable and most wanted information related to fields and explored a lot of information and most useful information working with various kinds of automated oriented data. It's my very immense pleasure to propose for the plans in this memorable
Thank
occasions.
you, guys.
First
Thank you so
joining
much.
my for plans.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure for me to share my experience to you. Yeah, I hope your students also will try. You can guide you as a lecturer and professors. You can explore this about what is RPA in the market now. It's more demand as my experience comes up because various RPA products are coming there in the market. So Your students also can, you can encourage your students to learn this new technology apart from RPA, AI, and machine learning. Because I am working on the industries, this is the current market now. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Bye. Bye everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wish you all
Uh,
the best.
Participants, we have posted our feedback link in your chat box. It will be active until 5 p.m. So kindly fill those feedback form without fail. Yes, ma'am, we had a valuable session about the upcoming trend robotics. Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful session.
Thank you
So,
guys.
yes, participants, you can, thank you, ma'am. Yes, participants, you can fill the feedback form and we shall wind up, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Bye guys. Wish you
Thank you.
all the best. Wish
Thank
you
you.
all success.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So it's my pleasure to propose the word of thanks on this memorable occasions. First and foremost, I would like to thank our Chief Guest, Mrs. Marrynal, who, despite her wishes to settle and find time to raise these occasions, my heartiest thanks to our management for their kind support, and I thank you, Principal Dr. Thompson, for this valuable guidance and encouragement in our effort. I thank all the heads and coordinators and faculty members who participated in this event and making this event a grand success. Once again, I thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am.